Hi, welcome to the CrafteeManatee. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this Jack Skellington ornament. This Jack Skellington ornament is part of my 2024 Crochetaween pattern collection here on my channel, where during the month of October I will be posting 13 different Halloween-inspired crochet patterns, including this Jack Skellington. So make sure to check out that entire playlist for more fun patterns, including this matching Sally ornament that will be coming soon. So keep your eyes out for this pattern as well. This Jack Skellington ornament is very beginner friendly. It doesn't use any kind of advanced stitches. It's just single crochet stitches and increases and decreases. But if you are new to amigurumi, feel free to check out my amigurumi basic series here on my channel, and that will help you become familiar with all of the terms and techniques that we use for this Jack Skellington. This pattern is also available as a free written pattern over on Ribblr, so if you'd like to follow along to the written pattern as well, make sure to check that out in addition to this video. So let's go ahead and get started crocheting our Jack Skellington. Here are the materials that you're going to need to crochet this Jack Skellington ornament. First, you're going to need about 11 grams of worsted weight yarn in white, or in this case, I'm using off-white because it's easier to see against my white background than this solid white color. You're also going to need about 5 grams of worsted weight yarn in black, or in this case today, I'm going to be using gray because black yarn is very hard to see on camera. So just to make it a little bit easier, I'm changing the two colors slightly. We'll also be using a 4mm crochet hook or the letter G. And finally, we will need scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in ends at the end and to sew on the eyes and embroider on the face. To get started crocheting our Jack Skellington ornament, we're going to start with our white yarn, or in this case, our off-white yarn, and we're going to make a magic ring and make 6 single crochet stitches into that magic ring. Now we can pull that starting yarn tail tight to help close up the ring, and then slip stitch into the first stitch that we made. For the next round, we are going to work 1 increase in every stitch around. So that's going to bring our stitch count up from 6 stitches up to 12 stitches. So we're going to increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times. Now we are going to single crochet 1 and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 18 stitches. So we are going to single crochet 1 and now increase, and repeat that 5 more times. Now we are going to single crochet 2 and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 24 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 2 and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times. Now for our final round of increases for the head, we are going to single crochet 3 and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 30 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 3 and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times. Now for the next 5 rounds, we are going to single crochet in every stitch around. So we're going to single crochet 30 and do that 5 times in total for 5 rounds of plain single crochet stitches. And I'll meet you back here after we have finished all 5 of those rounds. Alright, I am back with those 5 rounds of single crochet stitches all completed, and now we're going to start decreasing for the head. So we're going to single crochet 3 and then decrease, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 24 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 3 and then decrease, and we're going to repeat that 5 more times. For the next round of decreases, we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and we'll repeat that 5 more times for a total of 18 stitches. So we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and we'll repeat that 5 more times. Alright, at this point I'm going to go ahead and set aside my hook and we are going to start stuffing the head. So I'm going to take some of my stuffing here and start filling out the head. You don't have to get it all the way stuffed right now because we will be adding stuffing later on as well, but just to help fill it out just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start working on our final round of decreases for the head. So we're going to go ahead and single crochet one and then decrease. And we'll repeat that 5 more times for a total of 12 stitches. So we're going to single crochet one and then decrease. And we'll repeat that 5 more times. Alright, and now we are going to move on to the body. So as you can see in this Jack Skellington that is already worked, we have the head and then the body, and they're worked together. So this is not sewn on later. We're going to move right on into working the body. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and change colors. So if you are working it in the traditional colors, you'll move on to black. But I'm going to be using gray just so that we can see the colors a little bit better against the background and on camera. So we're going to go ahead and attach this gray yarn. For this first round of the body, we are going to start increasing again. So we are going to single crochet one and then increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times for a total of 18 stitches. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to this yarn. To do that, we are going to want to do an invisible color change. So we're going to go ahead and start working that first stitch of this round in the white yarn. And then we're going to finish off the stitch with the gray yarn. So you do the first half in white, I'll show you that again, and then we'll switch to the gray. So in white yarn, go ahead and insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop, and then grab your black yarn or your gray yarn and pull through the 2 loops. So that's going to get this secured on and make a nice even color change. So that is going to be our first stitch of the round. And now we're going to continue in the pattern. So we did 1 single crochet, and now we're going to work 1 increase. And we're going to continue that all the way around. And you can leave this white yarn attached because we're going to be switching between them, so there's no need to cut it off just yet. Now for the next round, we're going to switch back to the white yarn, and we're going to work 2 single crochet stitches and then an increase, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 24 stitches. So just like we did before, we're going to keep working with the gray yarn. We're going to insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we will take that white yarn that is still attached down in there and finish off that stitch. So that is our one single crochet stitch, and then we're going to work another single crochet stitch and then increase. And we'll repeat that 5 more times. And now we are going to switch back to the black yarn, and we're going to single crochet in every stitch around. So that's going to be a single crocheting 24. So we're going to change colors again back to the black or gray yarn, or whatever color you're using as the secondary color. And then we're going to single crochet 24 all the way around. And now we will switch colors again, and we're going to switch to white, and then we're going to work another round of plain single crochet stitches all the way around. And now we can go ahead and cut off the white yarn because we are done with that color. The rest will be worked in the black. So we're going to tuck in those yarn tails. And now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more stuffing into the body and the head. So we can go ahead and just add the stuffing in. And you can add more down into the head to make that as filled out as you want it to be, and then add a little bit to the body. We can also add more later, so you don't have to overstuff yet. All right, so now we are going to start working our decrease rounds for the body. So we're going to just be working in the black or the gray yarn now. And for this first round of decreases, we are going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 18 stitches. So we are going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and we'll repeat that 5 more times. And now we are going to single crochet 1 and then decrease, and we'll repeat that 5 more times around for a total of 12 stitches. So single crochet 1 and then decrease, and repeat that 5 more times. And now we are going to go ahead and add more stuffing, and this is our last opportunity to add stuffing in before the opening is going to get too tight to be adding in anymore. So you want to make sure that it is as stuffed as you are going to want it to be before we work this final round. For the final round, we are going to simply work 6 decrease stitches. So that is going to bring our total number of stitches down to 6. So we will decrease, and we'll do that 5 more times. And now we can go ahead and fasten off the yarn and cut the yarn off. And we can sew up the opening. So we're going to thread our yarn through our needle and start to close up this gap. So to do that, I like to just loop around every stitch. I go over and then under, just looping around every single stitch around. And then we can pull tightly, and that will help close up this opening. And we can also work a couple of extra stitches to help close it up a little bit better. Now we can insert our yarn tail down through the body and pull it out in another spot. And then we can cut off whatever's left, or in this case, it is kind of perfect for me, and I will just give it a little squeeze and it will hide that yarn tail. And here is our body all completed. Next, we need to go ahead and crochet the eyes. So we're going to be using our black yarn, or again, in my case, gray, and we are going to make the eyes. So we're going to need to make 2 eyes in total. I'm going to show you how to make one on camera, and then you can either pause the video to make the other one or rewind it to watch the steps over again. But to make an eye, we are simply going to make a magic ring and make 6 single crochet stitches into that ring. And now we can pull that yarn tail tight and slip stitch into the first stitch that we made. And now for the second and final round of the eyes, we are just going to work an increase and then single crochet 2. And we'll repeat that one more time, and we'll have a total of 8 stitches at the end of this round. So we are going to increase and then single crochet 2, and then increase again, and single crochet 2 again. And now we can go ahead and fasten off the yarn and leave a long yarn tail for sewing the eye on at the end. And that is our eye all completed. You can see it is more of an oval shape than a circle shape, and that is exactly what we want for Jack's eyes here. So go ahead and make one more eye, and I'll meet you back here for the assembly. Alright, once you are done crocheting both of Jack's eyes, we can start sewing them onto the body, and then we'll embroider on the smile and other details, and we'll be finished. So to sew on Jack's eyes, first we need to locate the front of the body. So this is the back of the body here with all of those color changes. Even though we did invisible color changes, they are still pretty noticeable back here. So we're going to want to make this the back. So I'll just flip it around, and this is the prettier side of our Jack head and body. And so this is where we will attach the eyes. So we can use this finished Jack as a reference. We want the eyes to be right here on the front of the body, and the ovals are going to be angled slightly outwards. So we can go ahead and start sewing on one of these eyes. So we're going to thread our yarn through our needle, and I like to just go ahead and insert this into the next stitch. That kind of helps close it up a little bit so it's not as flat. Helps round out the oval just a little bit. And then we can angle this oval slightly upward, positioned right about there on our Jack Skellington. So I'm going to go ahead and just sew this all the way around. And once you feel like you have the eye all the way secure, we can just insert our needle down into the body and pull it out somewhere else. And we can do the same thing to that other yarn tail on the eye. We'll just insert it down into the head and pull it out somewhere else. And we can go ahead and cut off these yarn tails. And now we can go ahead and sew on the other eye. And we're going to do it the exact same way to unflatten out that area. We're going to just kind of make a stitch right in there and pull it through. Kind of helps flatten it out just a bit. And we're going to sew that on just like we did the first eye. We're going to leave about 3 stitches of spacing in between the eyes. We have 1, 2, 3 stitches right there in between, and we'll start sewing on the eye over here. And like with the other eye, once we feel like we have it all attached, we'll just insert that needle through the head. Do the same thing for the starting yarn tail. And then we can cut off those yarns. And next we can go ahead and embroider on the smile and the nose of our ornament. So we're going to embroider on the smile and the nose. So I went ahead and just cut a long strand of this gray yarn. I'm going to thread it through my needle, and I'm going to insert it into the back of Jack's head here. And we're going to pop out the needle where we want the smile to start. So you can see on the one that's finished here, it's all the way over here, about 1 stitch down, lined up with the corner of the eye. So it's kind of 1 stitch in, 1 stitch down of the corner of the eye right there. So we are going to pop out our needle right about in the same spot. So we're going to pop it out right about there and pull the yarn through. So we want to make sure that we leave a little bit of yarn at the end, and we'll cut that off later. And we're going to start embroidering on the smile. So to embroider on the smile, we're going to pick a spot right in the middle of Jack here, and we're going to go down 1 or 2 rows. I'm going to pick 2 rows down and right about in the center, and that is going to be our first stitch of the smile. And then I'm going to pop the needle out over here in line with where we started the smile. So we're going to pull through, and then I'm going to attach that back to the center there. I'm going to insert that into the center, and that will complete the little smile line. And then I'm going to push the needle back out 1 stitch under where it is over here on the left. So now we have the outline of our smile done, and we're going to start adding in the little stitches. So all we're going to do is loop down and up over the line that we just made. So we'll go 1 stitch under to 1 stitch up, and we will just add on all of those stitches. You can add on as many as you want. I just like to skip a couple of stitches in between each of our embroidered on stitches. And now once we have gotten all the way across, I'm going to start making the nose. So as you can see, the nose is just these 2 little stitches right here, and we're going to make those now. So I'm going to pop out my needle right about there in the center and pull through. And we're going to angle the stitch out just a little bit. So I'm going to go into this stitch here, and then I'm going to pop back out the needle 1 stitch over from where we started. And we will angle that outwards as well. And then I'm going to push my needle to the back, and we can cut off the yarn tails. And here is our almost finished Jack Skellington ornament. The only step that is left is to add on the hanger, and this is a completely optional step. You could choose to just leave it like it is, but I'm going to show you how to make the ornament hanger. So as you can see, the black and white definitely looks a lot better. Looks a lot more like Jack, but these colors were a little bit easier to see against my background. The white would have blended in, and the black is very hard to see where we're inserting the hook. So I went ahead and used these colors, but it's looking a little bit funny, not quite like Jack Skellington, but I will show you how to add on that ornament hanger. So to do that, we are going to take a little bit of gray yarn and insert it into our needle. And we are going to pick a stitch right here on top. So we're going to go on either side of the starting magic ring here. I'm going to insert down and pop the needle up on the other side of that magic ring and pull it through. Now I'm going to set aside my needle for a moment, and we are just going to tie this yarn. So we're going to tie a knot. And we can go ahead and adjust it to whatever size we want the hanger to be. And then we're just going to make another loop around to make a knot. And we'll pull it tightly. And then we can take the yarn tails and we are going to thread them both through our needle at one time. We're going to pull both of those through and we're going to rotate down so that this knot gets hidden inside of the top of the head. So as you can see, if we pull it through that stitch there, it gets hidden. And then we're going to take those yarn tails, insert them down into the same stitch, and pop them out somewhere else in the body. And you want to make sure that you have a grip on the hanger whenever we do this step, because it will try to pull through. If it does pull through, you can easily just fish it back out. But we're going to try to keep a grip on that as we pull these yarn tails through. And now you can see that the knot and all of the yarn tails are hidden up here, and we just have a nice little hanger, and we can cut these strands off. And there we go. And here is our finished Jack Skellington ornament. I hope you enjoyed today's video learning how to crochet your own Jack Skellington ornament. If you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more crochet patterns and tutorials. Also, make sure to check out the rest of the 2024 Crochetaween pattern collection here on the channel. It will also be including this Sally ornament to come soon for our matching set of Jack and Sally. You can also find the written patterns to both of these on Ribblr. And if you do decide to make your own Jack or Sally ornament, please leave a project page on Ribblr so I can see it. And also you can tag me on Instagram at the CrafteeManatee. You can also find all of my other patterns on Ravelry, Ribblr, and Etsy. Thanks for watching. Bye.